7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Oh, yeah. It's Thursday night, so everybody better know. Welcome to the All New Show.
What is going on, people? What is going on? Welcome to Thursday, the only place to be on a Thursday, the Prem panel show. We're here, people. We're here. We got a big one tonight. We've got a lot of, I'm sure everyone wants to get some stuff off their chest. We got a massive piece of madness going on in the Prem right now.
Oh, I just start.
Anyway, obviously,
I'm not
welcome
settling
to
for
the
anything less than 280 for a Regis.
yeah. We'll get into the Newcastle stuff. We'll get there. We'll get.
I'm gonna
there.
go for the top and bring up some comments.
Let's keep the meat on that, Bones. But no, big up everyone. Obviously, the YouTube world knows KG and Aaron being part of the panel from last week. But George, welcome, bro. Only the Twitch people know you. He was obviously at the game last week. Welcome, man. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Thanks for having me on here.
So let's get into the meat of this one, boys. I'm just going to start a little bit on last week. Obviously, international break now, but we have to just reflect on it just a little bit. Leeds getting their first win, brilliant game against Watford. It was highly enjoyable. Tottenham getting a win.
Hashtag Cavaselli campaigns and that. We moved.
Tottenham obviously getting a win as well, which was very unexpected. I'm not going to lie, George. There was a lot of disrespect. Nobody gave Tottenham the win in the predictions from last week.
Well, against Villa, I did.
Yeah,
I did.
Did you?
Did you give Tottenham? Did you say Tottenham would win?
I can't even lie. I said Villa.
You know what? Let me look. Let me show you. Look.
That's what I'm saying. Snakes all around it when I'm not here.
You know, I will play to Callum if you.
I said 2-1.
Yeah.
2-1.
You said 2-1. Now fair play. Fair play if you did.
Okay.
Not on the actual show. We did it on the Friday. I missed last week's show, so apologies.
Oh
that.
yeah.
I said it on the Friday show.
Fair play.
KG was looking for the receipts. I saw him looking freaky.
Oh man, obviously we had the Everton and a Man U game, which maybe from a Man U point of view wasn't good, but I actually thought it was a good spectacle. And like as a neutral, it was actually like a fun game to watch. And then we had the big one. So let's just quickly get the big one out of the way because we'll probably speak the least about that game, the City Liverpool game. What did you guys think? I'll start with KG. What did you lot think of the big game at the weekend?
Yeah, man, it was it lived up to its billing, didn't it? It was a really entertaining game. Man City desperately unlucky not to go in at halftime with a lead. Funny enough, Drifty said to me that my team was like Burnley light against you guys, and then Milner's coming out looking for blood. But you know,
KG's never gonna let that one go. You know,
Never.
Don't worry, KG. I got a fresh song for you tonight. Still,
it's right. I got something for you guys too. But but listen, yeah, it was a good game, but there was a couple of performances that were a bit stinky in that game. They really stood out as well. One was KDB. Like, he scored, but don't let that distract you from, he looked like a newborn deer. A lot of that game. He looked weird, didn't he?
You weren't on point. It's not what you're saying. He went on his P's and Q's. You're right.
Yeah, he kept falling over at random times and just misplacing passes here and there. Obviously, Milner had a rough one, and you know he's on that leg now where he's just pulling people down once they go past him. Now he's at that stage now, and it's so. But another guy was Jordan Henderson, had a terrible game, and his Mark Noble transition just continues. So you know it's just a natural order, people. I know I'm on the Liverpool channel here, but maybe some people even see where I'm coming from here. Like, he's your captain. He's highly respected by his players, by the fans. Everyone loves him, but he's coming to the end of that cycle. And it's just, he's our captain. And, I mean, look at the passion when he celebrated the goal. It's like, is that where we're going with this now? Passion on the celebration.
I mean,
you know?
One bad game, you know.
No, drift. No. I'm talking about Drift. Don't do that.
That's KG tonight. That's your theme tune for tonight.
No. Listen. It isn't. It's a thing with Jordan Henderson. He's starting to break down with injuries. He's 30, but he's an old 30 now because of how he's had to play in your system. Like it's not an easy system
he's
to play.
31 actually, bro.
Oh, is he 31 now? Okay, well
Yeah,
there
he's
you
31.
go. I mean, and it's not an easy system to play, and you can tell. Klopp doesn't always leave him on for the full 90. So it's just that. Listen, people call me crazy now. They'll call me this and that, especially from the Liverpool area. You don't know what you're talking about, mate. It's Hendo. But listen, when it comes out in a year. And you're coming back, and he's had a few more injuries. Okay, and you had to replace him. Just remember, you heard it here, and say, you know what, Cage, you had a point, man. You had a point. I love Henderson, but it was time we transition out of him. That's all I'm saying. But apart from that, great game, great goal from Mo Salah.
Oh man. Anyway, and you know what, Joe? I don't even know. I want to defend him, but I just can't even. George, what did you think? What did you think of the City Liverpool game, bro?
Well, I can't lie, I didn't see the whole game because obviously I was coming back from the Spurs game because we played before.
Yeah.
So I listened to part of the first half on the radio and then watched the highlights after and stuff. But yeah, man, I just thought that Salah goal was a bit ridiculous.
You must have got a bit of deja vu there, innit? But a little PTSD.
Hey, listen. I'm getting PTSD every single week right now as a person, so it's not new to me. It's not new to me.
No, but he actually scored that goal past you lot. If you put the two goals next to each other, it was actually pretty much identical. Do you know what I mean?
We don't need to go on how Foden did the identical onto Sane as well. Don't make me go there. It's happened before.
Everybody's got the smoke tonight. I love it.
Obviously, I can't have a full opinion because I couldn't see the whole game. But from what I saw, it looked like it was just battle of the greats right now at the top. So yeah, man, it was very entertaining. It seems.
No, it was. Aaron, what did you think of the big one? Obviously, you have an emotional investment because it's the two clubs you hate the most. So, how did you feel about it?
I thought that was a very entertaining game, man. I expected it to be, especially in the second half. The game had everything in it. So, I can't really say that a draw is the best result for us because we're at the title race. But that's a conversation for later, maybe. But yeah, definitely enjoyed the game. Salah's goal, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, man, I guess actually no, I don't know if you guys are happy with the draw. But yeah, it was very entertaining to me.
We are when you look at the first half, but we're not when you look at the fact that we took the lead twice. The game actually has two parts to it. You look at the first half and you go, Lord have mercy, there is a God. How did we get to half time at 0-0?
That's true. Fact.
And then you look at the second half and you're like, well, Klopp clearly batted them up, showed them where they were going wrong, got into them. Salah just thought, let me just do my thing. You know what I mean? A couple other people stepped up in the second half. You know what I mean? It was really only the midfield that was bad. Kind of from us. I know some of the defenders didn't play that well in the one-off moments where they got their goals, but in general, they were actually playing quite well. It was the whole midfield, even Fabinho. I feel like they all just went on a bender, but we took the lead twice. So you think, I think a point in the end was a fair reflection. I genuinely think it was, but we're at home. We've got to get the 3 points because we probably won't win at the Etihad. If anyone's looked at the rivalry between Man City and Liverpool, we win at home, they win at home. That's usually what happens. But anytime they get a point or we get a point at the other one's ground, that's the year that team wins the league. And that's why they've won 3, we've won 1, because it's always been that way. So you look at it like that and then you think, shit, they took a point.
And the referee even tried to help you along with keeping Milner on the pitch too. So it's not like he was for trying.
But you know what? Don't get me wrong. That was as yellow as a yellow card.
We got lucky with that. I can't lie.
But here's the wickedest thing. In the ref report, the ref actually said the Henderson foul was the one he gave because Henderson committed the foul first. So Milner's foul was actually not part of the play. And that was the reason why he didn't give the yellow. So it should have been a yellow if it was the Milner foul. But he actually gave the foul from the push from Henderson before Milner did the trip. So technically, it actually wasn't the ref skanked it. It was actually he gave the first foul rather than the second foul. So
well, either way, if Henderson did do that foul, that just furthers my agenda even more. So let it run.
After seeing that game, then do you guys think it's just you and City, like for the league now, or do you still think Chelsea?
No.
Like...
I still think Man United are in there. They're gonna plod along. I know they're dropping points here and there, but they're gonna plod along. There ain't no way they're out of it. I know the United fans are annoyed, but they're 1 point behind. They ain't out of it. They're not out of it. Whether the Ollie thing, you know what I mean, kicks in to the point where it gets too much.
We're 2 points behind United now. Just saying.
You know what? Look, when I looked at the table and I realised if we lost and Arsenal would won, Arsenal would only be 2 points behind us. I realised the Premier League's actually just pulling a mad one here. Like, how do you get what I mean? Like, when you actually think about it, how would Arsenal only have been 2 points behind Liverpool?
It's a very close start. Like, even Everton started off really well as well, actually. Like,
I think Everton could have gone joint top if they beat United, couldn't they?
Yeah, even Brighton are letting it slip a little bit. The last two, they had the chance to go top of the league, and then they kind of they clawed it back obviously against Palace, but again had another chance to go near the top.
And just on that Chelsea thing, you know, obviously in the midst of that game between Liverpool and Man City, a lot of people were hyped. It was a great game, so everyone is just automatically saying with their reactionary selves it's between Liverpool and Man City, but forgetting that Chelsea are the ones top. And not only are they top, they've played Arsenal, they've played Liverpool, they've played Man City, they've played a lot of games, and yet they're still ahead at this point in time. So it's very easy to dismiss Chelsea, but yourselves and Man City haven't had your little dip yet. You know, these aren't going to be 100-point seasons again like they were a couple of years ago. So, you know, everyone's always reactionary, of course, but looking at it, I still feel Chelsea are very strong.
Their defense looks too good right now, in general.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one, isn't it? I mean, we might as well go with Man United, obviously, because they're the other team that we're turning in the title race. Everton and Man U, I thought was a very entertaining game. As I said, I tried to watch it as a neutral, even though I obviously thought if Everton take the points, it's easier. But because I dislike both clubs, I just thought, let me just let the game happen. I didn't pick a winner. I just thought, let me let the game happen. I'll start with you, Cal, on this one, actually, because obviously, okay, I'll start with you, Matt, on this one to bring you in. How did you feel about the United game against Everton, and what are your thoughts on the way Man United are going at the moment?
I was surprised and not surprised because I remember we was obviously talking before, with Aaron, and Aaron was saying, do you know what? The way how we're playing right now, I think, Aaron, you said it was going to be a draw, right? Did you say a draw?
Yeah, I said 1-1.
Yeah, he said 1-1, and I was like, no, you should have just enough. And I remember I originally went for a draw, and then when I heard that Dominic Calvert-Lewin was out of Richarlison, I said, nah, do you know what then? Man United should just edge it. But I'm going to be real, Everton really surprised me because even without two of their, obviously, starters, they actually put up a very good fight. And there were times when I thought Everton could snatch it. There was even that Yeremina goal, which, if that was given, could have put Man United in a lot more trouble. Yeah. I was quite surprised that Oli left out Ronaldo and Pogba because even though they need rest, maybe Ronaldo more so, in my opinion, you don't need to take out Pogba. I don't understand why, if you've got a player who's on form, so to speak, and you know he's getting assists and can get the goal, why you wouldn't start him. And I just kind of felt like when you look at Man United's performance, they were just disjointed. And I was surprised because this is Man United, and even though their manager, you know, has got a lot to answer for, they still got players all over the pitch that can win you a game. But it never really looked like it. So I think you have to give Everton credit. And I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was under more pressure already than I actually already assumed. Like, I knew they'll get to a point where he's going to be under pressure. But bro, we're only like 6 games in, I believe, or something like that.
7 games.
7 games, and we're already some of us already looking at him thinking, "Raw, this brother's under pressure already." Like, I know Everton are a good team, but they're missing Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison. They haven't got a massive squad. This is a game that Man United should be winning, and Everton, for me, done what they weren't supposed to do, and that's take points off Man United, bro. So you have to give them credit for that.
I mean, Aaron, Matt makes a good point, but the only thing I would kind of disagree with a little bit, I don't know if you agree with me as a United fan, I think you were only disjointed in the second half. I thought you had a pretty good first half. I thought in the first half you were looking good and like you'd probably get out 2 or 3-0. I don't know. What do you think?
I think the lineup, because I was surprised as well, as everyone else. Ronaldo on the bench, Pogba on the bench, and you're thinking, why? Why are you doing this? And a lot of people were saying, yeah, but you tried to rest them for the international break. Okay, Pogba, I can understand. Obviously, he had a game against Belgium today. Tough game. But Ronaldo, he's playing Qatar in the friendly and Luxembourg in World Cup qualifier. With all due respect, you don't need to rest him, man. You brought him in to play every game. And that's what you said in your press conferences. Everyone's been saying Ronaldo has to play every game. So why not do it? Just play him. But the team that we started with was good enough to beat Everton. It's good enough to beat them. But again, man, I think in the first half we struggled. Apart from the Martial goal, we struggled to create clear-cut chances. We had all the possession, but we didn't know what to do with it. So it was a bit frustrating to see that. And the fact that in the second half, we threw on Ronaldo, Sancho, and then we had all of our weapons on the pitch and we still couldn't create nothing. It's worrying, man. I can't even lie to you. It's very, very worrying. Cavani was completely invisible. But then again, you can't blame him because we're not creating for him. You're playing a front three of Martial, Cavani, and Greenwood. And all three, like, who's creating for the next man? Because Greenwood is the type to come in and shoot. Martial is the type to come in and shoot sometimes, but if he can, he will give it to you. And Cavani, he's a striker. He needs to feed off the service that he gets. So the team was very disjointed, man. And again, we spent all this money on our defense. We keep conceding goals. Our defense is still not the best, and a lot of United fans used the excuse that Maguire wasn't there, and I keep saying it. With or without Maguire, we concede those goals, so it wouldn't have made a difference to me.
I mean, I don't want to start throwing shade the way some others have already, but I mean, talk to me about this Varane thing because I mean, a lot of people kind of looked at me real sideways when I was like, he's not a leader. Like, don't look at the trophies and think that you got, like, I mean, you're getting it up close. Like, he got bodied in that game twice. I don't know. Talk to me, what's the Varane thing? How are they feeling about him over there?
Well, a lot of fans are doing what you just said. They're looking at the trophies and going, oh, yeah, we've got our world-class centre-back now. Everything's done. Like, do you know what I mean? We've got our defence. It's sorted now. No. Because if you look at, even though I rate him highly, you look at the defence he was playing in at Real Madrid. Ramos was the leader. Varane wasn't. And Varane, actually, one of his strongest attributes is the recovery pace. It's not the physicality. So that's why you're right. He got bodied a few times. He's got a mistake or two in him. Against Villarreal, I think he misjudged the ball, tried to clear it, didn't work out, and then Alcacer was through on goal. Thank God it didn't result in a goal. So yeah, he's got a few mistakes in him, man. And, you know, even though he's been steady in a few games, obviously the passing ability is there. You can see it. He knows how to read the game, knows how to step out and play a nice ball into your feet. He knows how to do that. But yeah, he hasn't been what we expected or what fans expected. But then again, you have to be watching, you know, other leagues and Champions League football to understand or foreign football, to understand how a player plays. And a lot of us haven't done our homework. So we hear Varane, we hear 4 Champions Leagues, and you go, oh, wow, 4 Champions Leagues, that's amazing. And then you see him and you're like, it's different from what I've been hearing. So yeah, Varane is
Ramos tax.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. So Varane for me he's been steady. Like, he hasn't been world class, but he's been steady.
Yeah, I mean, we will give him the blight that we give everybody who comes into the league. Their first year will always be an adaptation period. I'm not going to take liberties. I'm loving it, but I do believe he'll probably get a bit better. But I did tell everyone that Varane might struggle in the Premier League because of the way the Premier League is. So, you know what I mean? George, instead of asking you about, you know, the game in general, to just switch it up a little bit, the Ronaldo thing.
Yeah.
Is it too far or too easy for everyone to go, oh, Ronaldo and Pogba didn't play. Oh, my days. Ollie's an idiot. Man United, you know, what? That's clearly what it is. Let's keep it real. Cavani is as good of a goal scorer as Ronaldo if you give him an opportunity. His track record may not have as many goals as Ronaldo, but if we're talking about give him supply, he's a world-class striker, always has been, and will always put the ball in the back of the net. Martial, a lot of Man United fans have always craved for him to play left wing, and he, over Rashford or whatever. Is it not kind of like he put a good team out? Like, we can't just always go, oh, well, because Ronaldo didn't play, that's why he didn't win. Or am I just being stupid here?
No, I think, to be honest, that's kind of a point I was going to bring up but I feel like I remember saying in one of our first streams as well, talking about like Man United's team. And I was saying that I feel like I didn't think that Man United had a good enough squad depth overall. Like, I think they've got a good depth in the front three when Rashford comes back. So obviously you got Rashford, Cavani, you got like Greenwood and Sancho swapping and whatever. But apart from that, you got like no good backups or even good starters for DM when you got Fred playing all the time. And so I feel like for me, like you saw it with you guys when you lost out the league, losing your best players to injuries. Man United losing a Maguire, you're now left with Lindelof, who's not going to be anywhere near good enough to help Man United like challenge for the title sort of thing. So I feel like for me, I think for Man United to really succeed this year and actually do well, you've got to have that really consistent first 11 every time. Like you've got to be having your Maguire, who's been there for a couple years now, who is your captain as well. You're going to need Ronaldo there because you saw the kind of energy and the change in the dressing room people. If he's now not on the pitch playing, I get that obviously Cavani is a great striker, don't get me wrong, he is. But now that Ronaldo is here, he's brought that energy. And if he's sitting on the bench, the new players on the pitch, like I feel like maybe they're a little bit lost in not completely, but it's just not. All I'm really trying to get is I feel like there needs to be a consistent 11 for Man United that needs to play all the Premier League games if you want to succeed in the Premier League this year, because I don't think your squad depth is there yet. It's only really your forwards when Rashford's back. You've got the depth, and even then, like Martial has not really been hitting it for 3 years. Sancho hasn't got the ball running at all yet. So when you say squad depth, yeah, on paper, yes, but only really it's just Cavani back up to Ronaldo. That's it. That's all you've got. So I feel like it was such a big miss to.
That was not me, bro. That is not me.
Aaron, I am not in control, bro.
That was not me. I swear that wasn't me.
I am not in control.
No, but I can't even disagree with George, man. On paper, squad depth is unreal, but what the manager's doing with our team, man. I think everyone who knows me and who watches my stuff already knows. Like, I've been Ollie out for the longest. I've been Ollie out since our loss to Newcastle away 2 years ago, because there already I could see that he's just not up for it. He's tactically, he's got some sort of knowledge, I could say, but it's just not good enough.
Aaron, and a 1-1 draw though.
No, drift.
You have to give it the thumb and the tongue out.
This is what annoys me the most, yeah. And people always say, "No, but you're looking into this way too deep, and you're looking at small details. Now you're overdoing it." No, because if this is any other manager of a top club, yeah, and you're drawing 1-1 against Everton at home, believe me, they are not smiling. Trust me, I can put my house on this. They're not smiling. So why is it always with us, yeah? When we lost to Arsenal, what was it, 2 seasons ago, he's there smiling. When we drew to City at home and we had the opportunity to go top of the table, smiling. Like, he's just happy to be there. Like, that's honestly the vibe that I'm getting from him. He's just happy. He's looking at this squad and thinking, raw, I've got all these players here and I'm just going to throw them out on the pitch. Just try and fit them into a 4-2-3-1 and then let them do whatever they can. Because that's literally what it looks like. That's literally what it looks like.
I think we said it a couple of weeks ago. We were like, well, let's look at the Premier League, right, in terms of what the average table should look like. How far down would Ollie become a manager at another club? Like, who would accept him when you're going all the way down? Probably down towards, like, I don't know, Burnley-ish?
I don't even think they would take him.
I don't think they would take him, you know?
No top half team would take him as a manager.
No,
so that pretty much tells you everything that you need to know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is
because
a bit peak.
They're probably looking at us and thinking, how can you've got Cristiano Ronaldo, arguably one of the 2 GOATs of this football team, and you just can't get him firing. How is that possible? How is that possible?
It is really difficult to play for him, though. I did say the way Portugal have been playing, like, I think I'm starting to notice he is becoming a little bit of a hindrance while also being a G at the same time, because you do have to play directly for him. Like, AC Milan kind of have to do it a little bit for Ibrahimovic now at his age. It is quite rare to have a player of that age having a team built for him. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know Ibra and Ronaldo were two of the best players we've ever played, but it's still a bit weird to have players of that age and everybody hasn't got to the point now where they're like, well, at your age, you should be on the bench now, bro. You fit in where you can, rather than it being like, right, man, missed one game. Everyone like throwing their toes at the Prem. Like, can you believe Ronaldo was on the bench? Like, guys, he's 37 in February, you know? Like,
Exactly.
Like, it's not that big of a deal. He was on the
No,
bench.
but do you know what it is?
Yeah, but you got to
Pogba
realize
was
that
the big deal.
37 for Ronaldo is like 26 for someone else. Do you know what
Yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
There is a bit. There is that
There's a massive
factor in it.
difference,
Like,
yeah.
I think
That's right.
I
Can I
think that
say-
is a bit. I think that is a bit of a misconception though, because even though I get that he's much more of a specimen than a lot of other players, at the same time he has still completely become a goal hanger. So his age is affecting him. Do you get what I mean? Like,
yeah, but I think that's now more his style. It doesn't mean that he's not. It doesn't mean. I don't think that means he can't play every single game. Like, I think he could still play every single game 90 minutes, because all it will probably just mean is by the time he hits 39, he might just drop off really quickly, rather than like the gradual fall off that most players do. Do you know what I mean? Like,
you think he'll
like,
get to 30?
No, but I don't. Sorry to cut
Yeah,
in.
probably
I don't
will.
even think. I don't even he needs to do that though. I just think what this kind of shows as well, like what Aaron said, yeah. If you've got a 36-year-old Ronaldo who he's still probably your best player or your best attacker, utilize him. If he can play 70 minutes, utilize him for 70 minutes. Him not being there is actually kind of worrying, to the point where, right, you took out Ronaldo and now you can't win a game. That should never be the case with Man United. So even though you have to play through him, you got to find other ways to win a game. It can't be just Ronaldo the savior. Like, as we were talking about his age, I know he's not actually 36 or whatever, or the way how he plays, but Ollie's got to find other ways to win a game. And if you can't, at least utilize the man until, as I said before, 60 minutes there, 70 minutes there, like in every game. I don't even think you even need to do the whole 90 minutes, like, because Man United have enough quality. It's just that they have a manager, unfortunately for Man United fans, that, let's be real, he's not good enough. Obviously, we laugh at it and we joke at it because we kind of know deep down, if Man United were to get a serious manager with that type of squad and that Arsenal, no pun intended, yeah, Man United will be doing some different stuff right now. So we're kind of lucky that Ollie's still there, because, as we've said, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is not a top 6 manager. Dare I say it, is even a top 10 manager, and that's me being genuinely honest.
No,
like, I'll even, and this is not even disrespect. Like, I'll even say to KG now, would you take Ole Gunnar Solskjaer? I already know KG will look at me and be like, bro, we're gonna have to talk about this offline. Like, are you trying to mug me up? And will pull me to one side and be like, bro, we can't be doing this, because that's the truth. That's the honest truth.
But this is why
the Ronaldo signing for me, because you said you need to be able to find other ways to win the game.
Other solutions.
If you're gonna play Ronaldo, everybody knows Ronaldo's not the same anymore. Yeah, cool, he's a goal scorer, everything, that's fine. But you need to be able to put runners around him, that are gonna, provide for him. Example, the young boys game. We go down to 10 men, you keep Ronaldo on. Cool. But why keep Ronaldo on and you're leaving him by himself up front? To do what? Like, this is where my criticism comes in. Like, does Ollie not know these things? Does he not know these things? And the Ronaldo signing to begin with wasn't planned. We just signed Ronaldo because we didn't want City to sign him. And this is where the whole, the emotions of the fans and of the club, the nostalgia, the history. This is where it pisses me off, because I don't like it. We let our emotions, get in the way of, because the slogan that was meant to be the slogan of United since Ollie came in is youth, courage, success. That slogan, we threw that out the window as soon as we signed Igalo. That for me was out the window straight away, because why are you talking about youth, courage, and success, but then you're signing Igalo, and then he then leaves, and then you're thinking, okay, cool, United have learned from their mistakes. No, the same summer you go and sign Cavani, and then you're thinking, all right, cool, Cavani 1 year, and then he's gone. No, you extend this contract, and you get in Cristiano Ronaldo. So now you've got 2 30-plus-year-olds, and you're hindering the development of a Rashford, of a Sancho, of a Greenwood, especially Greenwood. I feel for that kid, because he started 3 games up front. He had 3 goals before Ronaldo came.
Very well.
Yeah.
He did,
Now he's playing out on the right, and he just looks lost. And because Ollie tactically is not good, he's just out by himself. So Greenwood now on the right is just doing what he's been doing for 2 years since he broke onto the scene, which is step over, step over, step over, shoot. That's all he does. His game's not developing. His football is not evolving. So he's doing the same thing over and over again. Now, defenders are not stupid in the Premier League. They know what Greenwood can do now. So all they have to do is make sure they double up on him because they know he can shoot with his right and his left. So all they do now
is said than done, but I get what you mean.
I know, yeah, exactly. It's easier than done.
Because the kid's talented. I think even the most diehard Liverpool or Man City fan will be like, no, Greenwood's serious. Like he's a proper.
But he's doing the same thing all like over and over again. And I don't want to say he's getting boring, but you know what I mean. Like if that's your only weapon and defenders know what you're doing, you've got nothing else left. And Greenwood is at that age where a manager needs to be teaching him, you know, striker things. Like Ollie used to be a striker. Why are you not teaching him how to make runs and behind defenders? Like I've never seen Greenwood do that. I've never seen him do it.
That is a good point, man.
Basically, gone back to moments FC. Basically,
obviously, you know, we could go into much detail, and to be honest, we might even do a special on what's going on because it is an interesting topic. But just quickly, Matt, get through some of the
let me bring out some of the super chats.
But before, I just want to big up Raz with this one here. He converted his missus into a Liverpool fan, and they are staying in the Shankly Hotel for his anniversary. Jeez. Big up your damn self, bro.
Why is KG shaking his head? Why is KG shaking his head?
Let the haters hate, Cal. Let the haters hate, bro. Let the.
Oh, congratulations. Oh, congratulations. Happy anniversary.
We're gonna drop some bars, you know. I don't know where this is gonna go.
But read out the super chats with me, Matt, before I move on to the next one, bro.
Cool. Michael Johnson says Bernardo Silva on ability is a top 5 CM in Europe. Guys, got the engine of Kante and the closest in terms of dribbling ability and close control to Messi. World class.
He's not.
Is that Mika Richards hiding in the comments? Because that's got to be a Man City fan to be bigging him up to that level.
I don't know, but
he's
what I'm saying,
mid, right? Like,
what I'm saying is,
I'm not going to get crucified for saying I don't disagree with the statement.
Close control of Messi.
All right, closest in terms of dribbling and close control to Messi.
He's nowhere near the closest dribbling.
Close control, did you say?
As a center
he's a very, very good player.
All right,
but he is not the closest.
Maybe I don't agree with the Messi thing, but I'm gonna be real with you. He absolutely come and shut it down at Anfield.
No, he did not.
I'm not gonna lie. Mo dropped the shoulder on him.
Hold on, shut it down or sat it down? Which one?
Allow it, Drift. We've got to be fair, Drift.
I saw him on his ass. I'm just asking. Shut it down or sat it down?
But bro, I'll be real with you. You also put Virgil on his backside as well, bro. He ran through the middle of our pitch. Like, no, we got to call it how it is, bro.
But no, Johnny, I don't like about that.
He's a footballing.
Virgil fell over. There's a difference. But he played well. I rate him. He played well.
But he's sick though. Bernardo Silva footballing ability.
But he ain't got Messi close control. But he's a good player. He's a good player.
Ball retention is mad, but not Messi's level.
Obviously, I didn't see the game, but am I tripping? I thought Bernardo Silva was like a right winger. Well, what's this talk about him being one of the best centre mids?
He's playing centre mid.
No, he was running through centre mid.
Yeah, playing kind of centre mid still /10. He wasn't.
To be fair, they do have to fit in about 17 right, left wingers and attacking midfielders, so that makes sense.
Don't get me wrong, he's a good player. Of course, he's a good player. But I mean, in the summer, Man City didn't even care if he left. So he's on a offered him to us right now. But let's not get carried away. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Drift. It's what I'm saying. There's been so many hot takes after your game where people are just flipping their minds, losing their minds, and going with what's recent. Recency bias is killing a lot of people. So, you know, we'll see if he's doing it in 3 games time, if he's even picked.
Yeah,
that's a very good point. That's very good.
Is there any more to get through, Matt?
Lil Walker says Fab in the 91st minute on was grabbing air, troubling. Do you not agree with that?
He looked like he'd been on a bender. He definitely looked like he had a hangover. That's very un-Fabinho like that performance.
No, that was kind of mad. Vex Blazer, I'm not gonna. I know we kind of brought it up very briefly, but I'm not gonna bring up. I appreciate the super chat though, bro, but we're not gonna talk about alleged things as things stand right now because there's not enough information, and I think it's a bit unfair to be talking about things like that right now. So we're gonna leave that one there. But I appreciate the super chat, bro. Enough love. God AEM says Salah joint top goal scorer with Vardy with 6 Prem goals, Antonio third with 5. Mane and Bruno both have 4, and Jota and Ronaldo both have 3. Did that surprise any of you lot, actually? Just quickly go around the panel. Are you surprised that Salah is top at the moment?
No.
Not really.
No.
Okay.
Guys,
I think what's beautiful to see after last year when we were a bit gun shy is there's the whole of Liverpool's front three are on that list. Quite nice still.
Oh, guys,
yeah.
just quickly before we move on, in regards to Bernardo, Jaden saying, are you forgetting Bernardo was born out in his first 2 seasons? And he was. But then if you remember, his form kind of dropped when that whole Mendy and him private joke went out, and he sent it out and he got a huge backlash. And from there, his form did get a little bit sticky. And he's trying to play himself back into that form. So if he can get back there, then yeah, cool. But what we're saying is he hasn't been that player all season long, or even in the previous 6 months. So that's where I'm going with that.
No,
last season he wasn't good. So I'm just saying, like, we can't just all of a sudden say he's as good as Messi with his dribbling and all this stuff after like a couple of good games. Like, I just think that's just going way too far.
No. What it is, I think. All right, so this is how I see it. Bernardo Silva is very like take away everything from him outside of football, but just on pure footballing ability, he is actually sick. On just the footballing ability, he's actually sick. He's got very good close control, ball retention, understands the game, can play in multiple positions. He is a problem. However, as you said, I believe last season he wasn't the greatest. I think Mahrez had a better season. He kind of like flattered to deceive again last season, but again, you could see the talents there. Maybe probably because he felt he wasn't being picked or whatever. His head kind of dropped, kind of thing. But
I've always said he's wasted there though, because
they did say
he's falling into the rotation
ability as well.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Carl. It's ability. So when it comes to
be honest, I think that's even worse. He doesn't have near Messi ability.
No.
That's even worse. If you want to make that
I don't agree with that.
He didn't say he had near Messi.
He's talking about the close control.
Closest to Messi in terms of control.
I
don't mean to be rude, because obviously we appreciate everyone's opinion, but to me that's a ludicrous statement. The closest in world football to Messi for close control.
All right, I'm not saying.
Are we really gonna act like that's an okay thing to say?
All right,
I'm going
to ask, in my opinion.
But centre midfielders, I'm going to ask. Serious question. Centre midfielders, who else has better close control? I'm not even saying the statement's right, but as a centre midfielder, who else has better close control?
I mean, for a start, I don't think he's a central midfielder because he's playing there now. I think George is right. I think he's a wide player.
He's always been a right winger.
He's a wide player. For Monaco, he was even a wide player. So I think that you can't even say he's a midfielder all of a sudden now. Do you know what I mean?
That's like us saying Elliot's not a midfielder when he's been playing wide for most of his career.
Well, I wouldn't, because he's only had like a year of being a professional. So yeah,
but Bernardo Silva floats between the two. He plays both positions.
I can't be bothered to do it, and not in a rude way. I'm just thinking like I'd really have to start going through all the players in the world to think who I think is better than him in midfield. But I don't even think I'm being disrespectful to think off the top of my head, Bernardo Silva's not the closest to Messi in world football for close control. Dribbling.
Even if he's not, though, we probably wouldn't be able to think of 5. And again, I'm not saying he's the best centre midfielder in the world, but even though we dislike him as the person and he had bad form last season, I don't think we can just disregard his talent and his ability.
No, I'm not disregarding it to say. He's good.
I dislike. He's probably in my top 5 dislike footballers in world football. But I can't sit there and watch him and hate on his footballing talent.
Yeah, so George tried to add.
No, but he's right. He's right. Ndombele's got better close control than Bernardo Silva. That's a fact.
It's not.
That is an absolute fact. Because remember, we said ability only. Ndombele is more talented than Bernardo Silva as a footballer. 100%.
No, he's
100%. No, sorry, he is.
Yo, based on what?
Based
on what, Drift?
I've seen
based on what we're talking about dribbling and close control. I watch Ndombele take the piss out of people.
But we've
come on, man.
No.
It's George. It's making me laugh.
George threw it up, innit? He threw it up.
No, but he's right. Guys, I actually think, even within the Man City team, I think Foden and Mahrez have got better close control dribbling than Bernardo Silva.
I'm not going to lie, Mahrez is a problem when it comes to
Come on, man. Now we're going too far.
Yeah.
Come on, we're going too far, man.
Ball retention, Mahrez is
and that is just in the City team. Bernardo's not even top 3 dribblers in his own team. How is he closest to Messi in world football?
No. But to be fair, though,
we've got to rein it in a bit here. Grealish has probably got just as good a ball control and dribbling, right?
We talk about central midfielders. All the other players you just mentioned aren't central midfielders.
But then what's the point in comparing? Because Messi's not a central midfielder either.
Yeah.
It makes no difference.
Yeah, move on, guys.
Yeah. And listen, Bernardo Silva's a good player, but we're not going to end up going too far with it. You know what I mean? Obviously, we've got to get to the Newcastle stuff.
Last one, actually. I don't know. What's this?
Go to.
TT's or what? Is it TT? TT? I want to say something else, but
that's Brazil. That's the Brazil.
It's the Brazil coach, isn't it?
Yeah.
TT.
Oh, yeah.
TT,
Sorry, I was lost for a minute. I'm thinking.
No, because I was thinking, who is he talking about? But then I'm trying to think, what's the correlation? Because what we was talking about, and I can only think of that goes to maybe back to when we was talking about Flacco, maybe, and then maybe because Flacco's gone away on international duty, so maybe he's talking about I don't know.
Basically, TT saggy in it.
Basically,
is that all of the super chats for now, Matt?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so just quickly, because I obviously don't want to leave you guys out before we get into the meat on the bones. Leeds and Tottenham, obviously, both teams had a little bit of a bad patch, and both got a good win, very good win for both teams at the weekend. I'll start with you, KG, because obviously you actually predicted it, so well played for that one. How are you feeling after it?
Yeah, you got to get one right eventually, isn't it? The win was going to come at some point, isn't it? Nah. Listen, it was like a training game. The Watford head coach gets sacked the next day. They can see that he's just not going to be it. But Watford loved, sacking coaches anyway. But yeah, in regards to the game, we should have won that one 3-4-0 easy as well. It wasn't even close. If we had Bamford playing, he would have tucked a couple away. Dallas didn't have his shooting boots on, neither did Click. It was mad. Llorente, I need to say this about our centre-back, Diego Llorente, man. And it's just a shame that the guy is so injury-prone, because when he plays, we've got, lovely statistics. But it shows that we're much better in defence when he's there, and we win more games when he's playing because he's that good. It's just that he's just made like tissue paper, man. And it's so frustrating. I think you guys can attest that with like Matip or someone like that, when they're just so freaking important and talented. But it's the injury that just brings it down. So you can't really, shout their name too much, because they'll be there one game, not there the next. But as long as he's playing, we need to get Pascal Struijk playing next to him and phase out our captain, Liam Cooper. That's what's got to happen. But yeah, in return, in terms of that game, Watford at home was a banker. It had to be. Saar didn't, Junior Firpo had Saar in his pocket. Like, that's what I said last week, man, about Saar. Listen, Saar didn't do nothing.
No, but he's a good player, bro. I know he had a bad game against you, but he's a good player.
He's just good.
No.
He's just good.
He's decent. He's not anywhere near what people are making him out to be. At the moment, it's because he sticks out in that Watford team. So that's the reason why he looks even better than he actually is. He's still got a lot of work to do, though, before he can get to a place like you guys, like Liverpool. I see Liverpool fans saying they want Salah, but unless Klopp can get a little bit more out of him, you won't be pleased with the results you're going to get from him at this point in time. But for me now, we go on now to our next run of games. Southampton away. Wolves.
Is that looking tougher than you thought it would, bro, considering how well they've played against some of the big teams like City and Chelsea away, and they actually played really well in both games, bro?
No. Listen, listen, Southampton as well. Southampton's best player allegedly is James Ward-Prowse, and he's out for that game as well. So he got the red threat that he carries won't be valid in the next game, and I don't fear anything else that they've got. If I'm fearing a team like Southampton, then I might as well pack this all up. So no, I'm not worried about Southampton away.
Not fearing them, but obviously, like, I think they've shown they're not as much of a pushover as everybody thought they were. Do you get what I mean?
They drew to United, right? As well.
Yeah, drew with United, drew with City, drew with Chelsea. They're not as much of a pushover as everyone's saying.
On that point, you're saying against the big teams, we're not those big teams. So for me, it's just a mid-table clash where we should be able to handle them.
Well, as in they won't sit in and they'll probably try and play a bit more. I get that. Yeah. George.
Sorry, really quickly. KG, do you think the Cabaselli goal should have stood?
Yeah. But listen, we were
I was going to ask that. I just didn't want to get
No. Hey, you're talking to me. I'm not blind for my team. You know that. You guys should know that. It was a goal. And if they come away with a 1-1 draw, this is a completely different conversation than what we're having now. But, over the past couple of weeks, Dan James should have had another penalty as well in that game. The referee in general was poor for both teams. Let's get that out of the way. He was atrocious in that game. But yeah, their goal should definitely have stood. We definitely got away one. But again, that was Liam Cooper yet again. And he had another one earlier in the game where he just chopped down Josh King and it wasn't given as a foul. See, he got away with 2, but he's not going to keep on getting away with those. And that's what I'm talking about with us phasing out our captain and bringing in our better players.
Fair enough. I was hoping you'd have a little agenda there so we could repeat.
No. Not me.
You thought he would bite. I did. Fair play.
No, KG ain't biting.
And obviously, just to round up the weekend, George, obviously, everybody apart from Callum thought that you were going to lose. I don't know how you felt, but you were on the worst run of form that I think I've seen Tottenham. Horrible. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Tottenham lose 3 games in a row. Not even under Mourinho did you actually lose 3 games in a row?
2003 was the last time we lost 3 games by 3 goals or something like that. We conceded 3 goals 3 games in a row.
So I mean, I'm guessing you're buzzing with the win.
Yeah, man. I think we actually played well as well, to be honest with you. I think the only issue we had was not putting away our chances, and I don't know if that's just Kane desperately trying to get his first goal of this season or something, because there was one clear opportunity. Well, one, he should have buried the first shot anyway. He kind of took a bit too of a heavy touch before shooting. And then he's by the byline trying to chip Martinez in goal when Lo Celso was sprinting in.
Weird.
They were on the edge of the area by themselves. They could have tapped it in easy. And yet
he wanted a Kanu. You remember that when Kanu scored a wicked goal like that? He wanted a Kanu moment.
He just wanted to come back with some sauce or something. I don't know. Like, he wanted to make a statement, but I think like Son's energy was unreal that game. I've got a big shout out to Romero and Emerson. I think they impressed me big time. Like Romero, I'm excited to see like going forward. He has to start every Premier League game because best defender in the Serie A. I want to see him do it in the Premier League, and I think it's a good start for him. Emerson obviously had a bad time starting off against Zaha and then having to go against Chelsea. So I think hopefully he's just trying to grow into it. And I think we outplayed them for pretty much the whole game. They didn't turn up. They were poor from start to finish. We definitely could have scored maybe 4 or 5 goals. Lo Celso missed a 1-on-1. Son missed an easy chance. Just got to bury these chances, and that could have easily been a 5-1 game.
Yeah, no, it was a entertaining game to watch, though, man. Right, let's get the meat on these bones, guys. Little disclaimer before we go into this, guys. We're going to keep this fun and football. Do you know what I mean? Let's just talk football here. We're not going to go into allegedly this, apparently that, and all that kind of stuff, and talk about stuff and politics and all that. We're just keeping this football. We're keeping this fun, and we're keeping this here. We're keeping it what it is.
You can have money.
Is there a future top 7? I think everybody obviously knows we're talking about the takeover. That's pretty much looking like it's going to happen. You know what I mean? Newcastle fans have been dragged through the mud for 10. Am I right in saying 10 years? Makashi's been there.
13 years.
Is it 13? Jeez.
He's been there for a minute.
Whatever it is, they have been on the long.
Was it? Does he own what's it? Sports Direct.
Sports Direct. Yeah.
No, he's been there.
I mean,
for a
if you
minute.
go into Sports Direct and you see the way the shop is ran, it says everything you need to know about the way man's gonna run his football club. Isn't it? Let's keep it real. Clothes, shoes, stuff everywhere. Like nobody telling staff to pick stuff up. It's a madness in there. It's a madness in there.
Man attacking his whole business outlook.
No, you just got to keep it $1.50, bro. If you're in the public eye and your business is that big, and I walk in your shop, I don't want to trip over a hockey stick as I walk into the shop. Like real talk.
Nah, it's true. Big man thing. Everyone knows when they walk into Sports Direct.
Is it 14? Yeah.
I was close. I was close. That was off the top of the head. Listen,
you get 14 years for carrying a gun and bullets, bro. That's what I'm saying.
I'm gonna be real. Everyone knows how they feel when they walk into Sports Direct. You know, you just go in and you're just like, what is going on? These men ain't renovated for like 20 odd years, bro.
It looks the same thing.
It's the same. You probably got the same stuff everywhere. Like nothing changed.
Even Mackie D's tried to make themselves look like a high-end restaurant in that time. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's just Big Mac and fries. Like, come on, man. Sports Direct, you can do something. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I've actually walked in and nearly had a What's that? What's that slip and fall advert where they're like, have you fallen over?
Have you been
recently?
injured?
Yeah,
Injury
like,
lawyers for
bro,
you,
I
that's
tripped
the one.
over a hockey stick as I was walking in. I'm not making a joke. I walked in one time and I tripped over a hockey stick that was on the floor, and I thought, what the hell is going on here? Like, what is actually
Did
going
they
on? And if
try
I'd have
to
dragged
offer
strings on the way down, it wouldn't have looked no different than the way everything else already looked. Like,
Did they try to
peak.
offer you some football socks as like a little as a thing? Because you know what they do, bro. You see in them places there, they've got the football socks as high as anything. Then the staff's got to go and get the long rod and try and get it down. It's the maddest shop I've ever like.
I picked up
Well,
my brother
anyway.
once because I wanted to get a top down, and bruv, when I'm telling you, this staff member absolutely tore me a new one. No, stop, no. If you injure yourself, it's on me. Do not grab the rod. I don't do the staff. You hear me? All right, love. Could do with having a few more people out here, so I don't have to do your job. But back to
Well, guys,
television.
there goes the Sports Direct sponsor, though. So there you go.
Oh man, but no, all jokes aside, Newcastle are finally going to get ownership that are going to actually love winning, put what they can into making that an actual thing, and Newcastle could be back. I'll start with you, Aaron, on this one. Do we actually have a top 7 from this moment moving forward?
I don't think we have a top 7. I think we still have a top 6, but someone's dropping out. That's what I think. I think someone's dropping out.
We're still cashing in our AJ check, so hold on that for a second.
No, I think someone's dropping out still.
Okay. George, on that then, as one of the teams, because I want to make this fun. And
No,
I mean,
it's true,
no
though, it's
disrespect here. But KG, obviously, you with Leeds and George with Tottenham, being the two teams that are fighting for Europa, in my opinion, at the beginning of the season, at the present time, I would say when everything's starting out, you would go Leeds and Tottenham are the two teams that are going to be fighting for the European places underneath the Champions League. Newcastle, obviously, they've been in a relegation battle, but they should be a mid-table club, really. So they're kind of in and around Leeds in terms of if you look at where they should be aiming to be during the season. So I'll start with you, George. But for you two, Are you lot a little annoyed at looking at a club that now might go and break into that big boy thing at the top when your club should arguably be two of the teams that are trying to do that?
I don't know about annoyed. I guess maybe a little bit. It's hard to explain. It's like... It's more just frustration looking at ourselves being like, okay, so now it's just another team that's going to spend more money and we're not. It's more the point that we're not going to spend the same level money rather than whatever, because let's keep it real. Like, our owners are rich. Like, we have rich owners. Yeah, they're just not really spending the money sort of thing. So I think it's more frustration in ourselves. It's like, okay, great. So another one that's going to splash the cash, beat us the players because they've got the money now or whatever, willing to offer them wages. So it's frustrating in that sense. But it is going to take them a couple of years at least before we get there. So hopefully we've made enough money at the stadium to, keep ahead for now.
No, I hear that. KG, obviously, as I said, they're a club that's on a very similar level to Leeds. So how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a huge takeover, but it all depends on how much they've been paying attention and how much they're going to learn from previous takeovers, because Man City didn't get it right really the first time straight away, but more so Everton in more recent times. I mean, look at the money they spent on just nothing. Sigurdsson, Iwobi, Richarlison was overpriced. Pickford was overpriced. They spent a lot of money, and now they're having to really pull the purse strings. So, and for me, when you look at Newcastle as a whole, that's a championship team, so they've got a lot of replacing to do. But for me, it isn't about them just going to get an Mbappe next summer. What they should be looking to do is start with like Navas is on the bench at PSG, bring him in, and then you're saying, whoa, these guys mean something. Skriniar is at Inter Milan. They're still having money troubles. If they could bring him in, a Jonathan Tah, that's where you look at them and you say, okay, I can see what they're building, and then the players will follow. But if they go out and then spend 30 million on Harry Winks, Burnley to leave Arsenal, I know you would, yeah. But if they do that, if they spend it the wrong way, then it won't mean anything. Just like Everton's hasn't meant anything. So it all depends on how they move once they start in the transfer window.
Yeah, do you know what I feel like? Very valuable point, man.
I think, in my opinion, I think their kind of transformation now is going to be a lot quicker than what the Chelseans and the Cities have gone through. One, because like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the whole financial fair play stuff has been scrapped. So I think it's going to be a lot easier for them to get the top players now.
It's relaxed.
And if I'm being honest, I think I think Newcastle have the infrastructure kind of already there. They've already got a big stadium. They've already got a big fan base.
Yes.
Yeah. Like they've already got like decent facilities. Obviously, they're going to need upgrading eventually, but they've got good enough stuff that they can prioritize getting in a quality manager and a lot of good players. And let's be real, they are like 15 times richer than Man City owners, and they're the second richest in the world. So they can spend whatever the fuck they want, like going now. So I think their transformation is going to be quicker than what everyone's expecting. Like I'm seeing a lot of 5 years. I'm talking the next 2 or 3 that we could start seeing something serious from Newcastle, in my opinion.
And can I just add as well, because I've heard this point being made a lot about the whole London thing. That used to be a thing, but it's not really a thing no more. And one of the reasons is technology. You can FaceTime your loved ones now. You can FaceTime your friends. But if you're in Newcastle earning 250, 300 bags a week, you'll be all right. The nightlife's good. The clubs are good. And then
bro. Hey, my brother here.
You know what?
That wasn't me, bro.
No, but you know what I'm saying? Like Newcastle, it's a really vibrant city. So you're not talking like they've taken over Burnley or somewhere like that. They've taken over a real big city, and they've got a chance to like make changes to that city too in a positive way.
Newcastle is a wonderful city.
It's a big
city.
It
actually is a wonderful city.
Listen,
it is.
54. If I'm not mistaken, their capacity is like 54,000. Like that's big. Remember, 54,000, right? They're not even in Champions League, and I agree with KG in a sense of you see where it's going to stem from. Firstly, I think it's going to stem from the manager, and I think that's where it starts. Say they're getting a bad boy like a Conte or something like that. I'm not gonna lie, you know they're serious because let's be real. We kind of know right now. Steve Bruce was already on borrowed time, but now this has gone through. He's gone.
Yeah, he knows he's gone.
Start with a manager, and as KG said, you go and get your Jonathan Tars, bro. You go Barcelona and be like, you know what, Coutinho, you're 29 years of age. It's not really happening for you right now. Do you want to start up this new project thing? They need a couple of names. They don't have to be the biggest names. A couple of names. You get them in. And as KG said, other people will follow. It's the same thing with Man City back in the day. What is it, 2008? Where they got Robinho.
It was Robinho was the big one.
Robinho.
He was the guy. And Alana. And I know Alana's not that big, but they had a couple of players and they said, you know what? Follow these, man. The project is starting. They just need a couple of players. And you know it's going to be serious. But for me, it stems from the manager. If we look
100%,
in a couple of weeks' time and Steve Bruce is still there, we're all going to be thinking, when is he going? And we're going to also look at who they bring in. If it's a top boy manager, you know they're serious. Because again, you need a manager that's going to be able to entice the players as well. Because that manager has to convince the players this is the right project to go to. Forget about Man City. All right. We can give you top dollar as well. But not only that, you're starting a new thing here. Newcastle have been big from day. They fell off, and now they look like they're coming back.
But if I'm being dead serious when I say I think Pep could easily be their manager next year. If they're willing to wait out the rest of the season, because I thought Pep is going to be done by the end of the season.
You think Pep could go Newcastle?
I think so.
Yeah,
Pep just goes somewhere that spends all the money. That's what he does.
I mean, the thing I like about what you lot are saying, especially with the Pep thing, with the manager thing, but what KG was saying, make sure you spend right. I think if they make sure that they buy, because I think Robinho was a bad signing. It just looked good on paper. Yeah. I think it was a bit too much of a he's a prima donna and all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? But if they go and do a proper, see like a Lautaro, if they do that as like a marquee signing, where like it isn't about the glitz and the glam, it's just a proper player who's going to actually make them better. And
Even
then, as you said,
ones like Jimenez, if you bring like a striker like Jimenez in from like that's already proven in this
Bro,
league,
they could get Coutinho. They could get Coutinho from Barca.
and get a few of the players who were just under that elite level, but they're obviously good enough to get you competing for the Europa League first, like KG said. Don't just try and go for the Premier League straight away. Be smart. Go for Europa League. Build slowly.
Listen, I've had it in my head since I heard it, like a James Tarkowski to start with. You know, one of them kind of guys where he's moving from Burnley to Newcastle just to make him better defensively. Someone like that. And then and then slotting somebody a bit better next to Tarkowski. Because, like I said, they've got to gut that team out anyway because it's not good enough.
So 100%.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Like when Julian Lescott went to Man City, where it's like he's a good defender. He's not elite, but you're just taking that step up first, and then you build the foundation, and then you move from there. Yeah.
And can I just say as well, that there's a thing as well where other clubs are now saying, "Why not us? Why not us?" It's a bit like the Man City thing. Those sheikhs are going to be revered in Manchester City forever. So if they go to someone like Arsenal, revive that. Well, so what? Arsenal were good 16 years ago. You can make Newcastle great. You guys are going to be legends in Newcastle forever. So that's another thing that these guys look at.
They're not being funny. Obviously, I know they're mega rich, so it doesn't really matter to them. But at the end of the day, they bought them for 350 mil. If you're going to go buy an Arsenal or Spurs, whatever, it's going to cost you 2 billion at least. And I know they can afford it, but at the end of the day, it's a consortium. It's people coming together. Like then, they're still business people. At the end of the day, they're just going to go for a good, cheaper option.
A better deal, 100%.
Yeah, a better deal. Yeah, always.
Yeah.
I mean, Cal, I'll come to you on this one, Cal. Speaking of all the takeovers, and I mean absolutely no shade when I say this, I personally believe before the takeover at Chelsea, and definitely before the takeover at City, Newcastle have a better fan base. That's just my personal opinion. I don't know if anyone can get that.
Geordies have been there. Sorry, Cal.
So what I'm saying is, if you look at those two clubs and what it's done for them having that massive investment with worse fan bases before the takeover, are Newcastle not kind of looking at the possibility of running this thing in the next maybe 5 or 10 years with this having the richest owners on top of having a superb fan base?
Yeah, I mean, I've been quite fortunate to go up to Newcastle and do some work up there. I wasn't able to go to a game, but I was able to go around. KG's laugh. I was able to go around. I was able to go around. I was able to go around the town and have a look at the stadium and all that. And Newcastle is a really nice place. It is vibrant. The people are lovely. But one thing about the people over there, they love football. Like they live,
they are absolutely live it. Like on the shirt and that. Live it.
It's not like I went on a random day and I saw pure people just rocking Newcastle shirts. And the fact that they're the only club in that city is huge as well.
It's a lot like Leeds. Leeds. Go to Leeds, it's just pure Leeds shirts there as well.
Exactly. Whereas when you go to Liverpool, we've seen it. You're going to get Everton fans there as well. It's just in London, London's saturated with all types of different football fans.
Yeah, all the Birmingham, they got 2 big teams.
Even Manchester,
Manchester's got 2 big teams. For
There's
real.
No one in that city for them to compete with. So straight away, everyone in that city, 95% of that city is probably going to support Newcastle. 100%. So it's not just the fan base they have now; it's generational fan bases as well, because their children's children and children are going to support Newcastle as well. So all that's going to happen is they're going to be bigger on a global scale. Now, I slightly disagree with Jordan. I don't think it will happen as soon as like 2-3 years. But I'll be honest with you. Within 6 years, I would not be surprised to see Newcastle lifting that Premier League trophy, especially if FIFA Fair Play comes like Beyonce's hair and it gets relaxed. It's done. It's going to be done. Now, let's be real. Let's be real, because if we are struggling to compete with Man City financially, and these lot are like, 10 times richer than the Man City owners? But that's money you can't even comprehend.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, even if the financial fair play isn't relaxed, shout out to Kev. I don't know if he's in the chat, but I was on a pod with him yesterday, and he kind of was like letting me know a few things I forgot about. Basically, there's a 3-year gap where you have to prove the money that you spent and what you've got in. And apparently it only counts when you're in Europe, because it's a UEFA rule, not a Premier League rule. Therefore, they're not in the Champions League right now, meaning they can actually kind of spend what they want until they make Europe. And then when they're in Europe, they got 3 years to balance the ball.
Let me just drop the thing.
That's what they do at the Bernabeu. That's what they do at the Bernabeu when things get rough on the ground. This is what I'm doing now. No one.
So, and I mean, the thing is, I've seen a few people in the comments saying, "Oh, why would anybody go to Newcastle?" No disrespect to Manchester, but Newcastle is just as nice of a city, and Man City were able to get their big boy players to come there. I think people are sleeping on how nice of a city.
Yeah,
Newcastle is like
they are third or fourth biggest city in the country. Like,
and it's not just that. Like as KG said. The shopping centre is the biggest in England. The Metro Centre is the biggest shopping centre in England. So you can go shopping. The club life and the nightlife is very good. The people, I'm not...
Well, and I know the area where the players live. And boy, there's some...
Yeah. And you want to know what as well, yeah? I don't know if any of you have ever been up north, yeah? But the Geordie people themselves are extremely friendly, welcoming people.
They are.
So you will actually feel the love. Do you get what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna lie, Newcastle, that whole city has been a sleeping giant.
I'm not gonna lie, you're starting to sound like you're about to convert still.
They're my second team, big man. They're my second team. Half my you don't know, half my family's from Newcastle, so I have a soft spot for them. 100%.
We should start this episode Confessions of Newcastle.
No word of a lie. No word of a lie. Yeah. You know, whenever you do like a FIFA career mode, and you're like, I'm tired of picking my favorite team. I'm just gonna pick another team.
Where you gonna go to?
Bro, no word of a lie. I always pick Newcastle, bro.
Newcastle. Hey, if you're watching, give us a like. Come on now.
Griezmann chose them, and he bought Mbappe for 130 million. Now it's going to be real life.
Yeah. Bro, they're about to do some bits. I'm telling you.
Can I ask a question, guys? Apart from St. Max, who in that team survives?
Nobody.
Maybe the goalkeeper for a year or two, Cal. Maybe the goalkeeper for a year or two.
The club is getting nuked and it's getting gutted out. St. Max is the only person that stays.
Like a fish, yeah.
Bro, Almiron, as me and KJ always say, looks busy, and Cal says looks big. That's
Jolinton gone.
Who's their centre back? Is it Kieran Clark or something like that? Who's their centre back?
Maybe Lascelles for now.
Lascelles
might survive a season.
I'm gonna be real. If he's square, it's homegrown quota thing. That's it. It's a homegrown quota thing.
They're gonna keep the long stuff, and that's about it.
They're gone as well.
Paul Dominic tweeted something today, and Paul Dominic's gonna find himself in the Championship. He's happy about it, but he's going to be one of those that are going to be first out. Like some of these guys are gone. And as good as people would always say, Callum Wilson's a good striker. When you're talking this kind of money,
he's
more potatoes. He's not reliable either because he's always injured.
These contracts are getting bought out immediately. You know, in Football Manager, we can just go mutual termination. This man don't care.
What are you saying? Man's going to come in and there'll just be a stack on the table. He's like, what's this? Like the rest of your contract. Get out. Get out. No, I'm not going to lie. Like Newcastle to me right now, they have to do it slow. I think KG hit the nail on the head. Like we're joking. I think so. They've got to be sensible. I think if they go and get a Lautaro Martinez as like a marquee but a very sensible signing,
KG mentioned as well.
Do you get what I'm saying? And then they do get a Tarkowski. They go and get one or two of those other players.
They got to target the Serie A because there are a lot of them are in trouble, and you can get some serious ballers out there.
Discounts, for real.
Couple of them up and coming top Dutch ballers. Like go with that. Be sensible. Go and get like
Chiesa.
Imagine if they get Gravenberch.
Gravenberch is a baller. I love him.
There we go. Yeah.
No, but you know what? Players like that, Basuma, these type of men now become what they'll probably go and start looking for.
Hey, come on. Hey.
Cut. I'm trying to think of the perfect meme for this. I'm trying to look at guys.
You can't see it all. You can see though, right?
I'm legally blind. I can see barely.
Barely.
Drift barely heard that. Barely. But anyway, people, we move.
I'm not even gonna lie, KG. Absolutely no shade. Rafinha, you gotta watch your back, bro.
I knew Drift was gonna do that, you know.
No, you gotta watch your back.
You just changed the whole tone of the show. We were all laughing in unison, and you just had to sit there. That's got a Rafinha t-shirt, you know.
You know what? You come for my captain, and you will get it at some point.
It's cool. I've got to watch out for Kane, man. He could be off next season.
Listen.
Harry, what? Shearer could be the next year. He might be like, listen.
Once that goes, Kelly.
If there's anybody you can give Levy 200 mil, they're
gonna try and turn Harry Kane into the reborn Alan Shearer. You're gonna the regen Alan Shearer. You're gonna see man scoring goals, doing the
for
the man's like this.
Harry Kane's got a terrible celebration anyway. You might as well see it.
Bro,
I mean,
I've always said that he needs to watch. It's like a
little.
This is though.
He doesn't look hop up in the air and it's like, yeah.
And he does the one when he kind of jumps up and as Jules said, it's like, what's this though?
Imagine banging in 480 career goals and everyone you go. Like, I mean, come on.
Moving like he's dancing to Wizkid, innit?
Sterling to Newcastle's a shout.
All right, guys, let me read out the supers.
George, that's a shout. My days.
What, Raheem?
Raheem, that's a massive shout.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie.
That's a marquee signing right there.
He's our favourite city. I mean,
Raheem and Saint Max. That's vibes, you know. Vibes. That's vibes.
Martinez up top.
Boy, that's vibes. Kind of in front.
Yeah, no, hit some of them supers for me, bro.
Definitely. PR says, you do realize Saint Max ain't coming out yet. We understand that.
Don't rub it in.
That's a minor.
He's gonna get headband every design.
That was the first thing I thought. For fuck's sake, man! Now we can't get in.
Headband from every designer going now. You know,
it's true. They'll take the fine. They won't care, bro. They'll take the fine.
He'll probably be rocking that Fendi Gucci, bro. What are you talking about? Man would have 2 in 1 in that.
No, he's gonna. I don't know what they have, but like Saudi Airways or something like that.
Lord Walker says Adama plays right wing back and forward. Is now time to get him. Drift. I guess that's more to you regarding the Adama. Traore. What are you saying about that, Drift?
Don't be fooled.
I rate the player, but we've got to aim higher at the point we're at now. We do.
He's got no finishing. He's got no finishing.
No finishing at all.
Samon Skay says, no matter the riches, you can only have 11 playing. That is true, but I think
money talks, bro.
Money does talk, and I think
big time.
Especially KG was kind of suggesting that if Newcastle do it the right way, it's kind of a thing where you build slowly, not just getting in, the top class players, which I think will be hard to get anyway. I think if you can get in, as you said, Kay, like Jonathan Tars and
get a Kayla Navas. Get in
this the player that I wanted at Spurs, this Vlahovic shout that everyone's put in the chat is
he's
free next year.
And he just rejected a new contract extension.
Yeah, he's going to be free next summer. Fuck me, he's gone. He's gone.
Kessie,
Am I going too far here? Imagine the Ronaldo situation happened 12 months later. Could you not see Newcastle trying to think of, you know what? Can we go and bring that big boy in to show what the project's about?
And offer him like
there's no disrespect to Man United if Ronaldo rocked up at Newcastle. There's no disrespect whatsoever. That's the type. You never know, that.
You know what? I agree with Drift because if he was ready to go Man City, then he definitely would have been ready to go Newcastle if this was 12 months later. Money talks. There you go.
He wants Champions. I think he would have wanted to play Champions League though.
Yeah.
No, because
I agree with him.
But sways it maybe, Aaron, because do you know what, actually?
But he would survive at Newcastle till he's 40 based on his reputation. So it would prolong his career.
Nah, Ronaldo. Listen, Ronaldo isn't like a lot of other footballers. He wants to win. Him in his head, he's in a personal battle with Messi. Until he retires, he wants to get as many trophies, as many personal accolades as possible. So I definitely agree with Cal. he wants to play Champions League football.
Yeah, fair enough.
Shall I tell you what he is? He's one of them dads that doesn't want to see his son do better than him. He wants to set records that his son can't achieve. I'm being real. Tell me I'm lying.
You're right.
If we're sitting there in 10 years' time, yeah, Ronaldo Jr. breaks one of his records, you're going to see the camera pan to me. He's going to go.
Yeah.
You're doing Kanan from Power. You're my son.
Seeing his son do the
He'll probably pattern the thing and he'll trademark it. Be like, no, who told you could use it?
That 50 mil out your contract.
I'm not gonna lie, I knew everything I needed to know about how into himself he is when somebody sent me a picture of him getting his makeup done before a Portugal game. I thought, that's
what?
Oh, come on, Trish, man. What are you doing? You sound like Graham Souness, man.
I will send you the picture afterwards. No bullshit. Before Portugal game, he was in hair and makeup and he was getting done up and he was in the Portugal kit ready to go and play.
A lot of these players get their hair done. A lot of these players get their hair done and stuff. Man.
No, but what I'm saying is you've really got to be into yourself before a football match where you're going to get rough and dirty and sweaty to get yourself spruced up before the game.
Hold on, wait a minute. What, Kate? What did you just say? What did you say?
What?
Drift.
They get done before the game. What do you mean? Like, what did you say?
A lot of players, Cristiano Ronaldo's a brand. He knows that when he gets a picture taken on the pitch, it's going to go on his IG. It's going to go to his sponsors. He needs to be looking as he should because he's getting paid a lot of money. So he's going to get his hair done.
I mean, but he's going to get sweaty and play football.
You see, this is where I would have loved. This is where I would have loved that meme to come in where he goes, "What do you mean by that?" Bruv, what makeup?
You guys, man, you guys need to go on with Graham Souness and all these dinosaurs, man. You guys are talking mad to me.
No, Katie,
it's a different.
I did speak to him last night. He told me the whole story. It sounded like Safari 2.0. Stop. What I mean, Safari 2.0. Stop. No.
I can't believe you Joe Budden me, man. You Joe Budden me. Twice.
I get that he's a brand, KG, but hair and makeup before a football match is too far, bro.
That's crazy.
Come on, man.
Hair's cute. I think hair is calm. I think makeup's a bit much.
Come on, guys.
No, but when we see hair,
even your hair, you're going to play
sweating.
Yeah, bro, you get your trim.
Your hair for?
Be real. Carl, be real.
I used to comb my hair before I played football still.
No, but combing is one thing, but having two or three people around you sprucing you up like you're Beyonce about to go on stage, bro. Come on, man.
That is his stage. He gets pictures on the pitch, and then other companies use those pictures. What are you talking about? That is his stage.
Bro, football's moving mad if you get hair and makeup before a match. I can't lie. It's moving mad. It's moving mad still. For me, anyway.
Virgil definitely does his hair before the game.
Yeah,
the hair is fine. I've got no problem.
And just does it
with the hair.
You're not in the studio. You're going on the pitch. We're going to war. What's man doing make? That don't make no sense, bro.
That's the makeup one. I can't. KJ, I'm with you up into the makeup thing. I'm not.
You guys, man.
I mean,
this is.
I mean, because
you guys are mad.
Is it waterproof contour? What? It
very well might be
for you.
It very well might be.
I don't know.
I don't know.
This is Carl when he realized when we were starting to get on him.
What about people who say you're only interested in the Middle East for oil?
What? Huh? Oil? Who said something about oil, bitch? You cooking? Oh. Come on, y'all get out
but no, before we finish up, Matt, is there any more super chats that have come through?
Edward says Stevie G's takeover at NEWCASTLE. Do you not agree with that?
No,
even agree with it. Do you think it's a possibility though?
Yeah, it's a possibility.
It's a possibility, but I think he's good where he is now.
Yeah, he's good. We got to look at the two what people will call elite, even though I don't think Zidane is elite. But Zidane and Conte have no job right now. Newcastle are going to go and get one of them.
Allegri.
Drift, do you mind if I try and use an analogy?
Do your thing, bro. Do your thing.
Do you know what this is like? you've been with someone who you love and adore, but you both take jobs in different cities, so you have a long-term relationship. You know the love's still there, but you know you got to kind of go your separate ways, and you think, yeah, when we both move back to the same city, we're going to be ready. We'll start a family and all that, and then just this bloody ghost-looking brother comes along.
St. Patrick in the house and that.
St. Patrick, multi-billionaire, but he also does charity work. This Adonis of a guy comes and sweeps her off her feet, and she just says to you, and you say to her, like, is there still a chance? And she says this to you.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year.
You know you're not gonna get her. If he goes to Newcastle, we ain't getting him.
KG, man. Oh my days.
You know how many people that is? Just saying. That's all. I'm still. Aaron's looking at me in so much disgust right now.
He's still, like I'm stuck in the middle of the.
It kind of does feel like that, innit? We're gonna have to get that meme. Like,
Bro, what do you think?
What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? This is where you need it. We're talking about Willis. But any more for me, Matt?
Z says, wait, the man said McFred at Newcastle.
If they want to take them, be my guest. Be my guest. I'm tired of seeing them in our midfield.
Man out here just selling cars by
But you know who they could go and get from Man United? They could get players like Cavani, who might think, well, I'm not getting no game time here. He's kind of like he's got the mentality for winning. He's got the mentality for winning. Like Newcastle are going to need to get winners in the changing room as well as people who are willing to come for the money.
That's not a bad short-term move if they sign
even a Van der Beek. I can see Donny go there.
Oh, I love that, man. You lot are wasting him, man. I'm so angry. I'm actually
you know what, George? Ndombele wanted out of Tottenham. They might come and get an Ndombele. That's a good player that they can start a project. There are actually a lot of players they could actually come and get that will start this project and get it moving.
There's a lot.
It's actually
stay away from but won't Newcastle want players that can play 90 minutes and not just 60?
Hey, listen, if he balls out in those 60 minutes, they win the game.
KG with the drop kick from the top rope. Oh man!
I'm slowly gonna have to dip.
Yeah. I'm wrapping up now, bro. I'm wrapping up. Just hit me with a few of those super chats, Matt, and then I'm going to need you to bring up the fantasy league for me as well, bro, to take us out.
I think the last one might be Lord Walker. Anyone willing to make a wager on Jamaica, USA, #USMNT? Anyone willing to make a wager?
Well, boy, you know I say we rep with the Gaza and the Gullis, so we have to go with my youth, them Jamaica, but we don't know if we are going, you know.
No, I find it very hard to find the capacity.
I'm about to spin that one up. I'm a Lee. What's it? Imi Lee Saw says we got Ronaldo using that top brand makeup, while FSG using that. No, you don't allow it. It's a Liverpool channel, you know. We don't do it.
That flower is thick, you know.
Thick, you know. Blood.
Jeez. Oh my god. Oh man, that's funny. But guys, we're at that point of the show. You know what I mean? Make sure you smash that like button. Subscribe if you're new. You know what I'm saying? The link to everybody's channel will be in the description. Make sure you go over there and show the love. I want to see KG's subscribers go up, George's go up, Aaron's go up, Lewis's go up. Do you know what I mean? Big up to everyone who's been contributing, all the super chats as always. But Matt, before we go out, as always, bring up the Premier League table for me, please, bro.
All the panelists, their links, their YouTube channels are in the description. Please, guys, go and follow and support them. Please do that.
100%. Make that a little bigger for me, please.
And guys, made that bigger.
It's a shame that Aaron had to dip out. Obviously, he had to go, but I actually was wrong. I thought that Aaron was kind of getting skanked, but then we realized that Aaron was doing a wild card every week and getting like 30 or 40 points deducted.
Man's making like a whole new 11.
So I'm seeing him getting like 80, 90 points, and I'm thinking, wow, they're not adding up his points. And then I'm seeing this massive deduction. I'm like, oh, the man is on some mad thing. So it's actually moving okay. So
I'm
what
looking
I think,
at this, and to me, it looks like George has already got that Newcastle takeover.
Hey, don't listen. I told you guys at the start of the streams.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. George is moving mad. KG and George look like they're doing a Man City and Liverpool.
Hey, listen,
and
maybe Newcastle need to come for me. I'm just saying. I'll take the paycheck any day.
But that is how the table is looking right now.
You know what was worse though, guys? You know how last week I said that Salah would be involved in both goals? I still didn't captain the guy. And that's what's really annoyed me this week.
What are you playing?
Oh, KG.
Yeah, I know, man.
Who did you put as captain?
I changed it at the last hour to Lukaku because I thought he might just.
Oh my God, bro! I swear down, so did I. I was like, listen,
I think we all did it.
We all did because
not me. Yeah, man.
No, because I said he's gonna bag against was it Southampton? I was like, he's gonna bag. Surely he's gonna get at least 2. And then what happens?
There's a problem with Lukaku. You know, I'm not even gonna. I was about to give you like.
Don't give him a
no.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Yeah. Don't. I mean, if you want to help the competition, just holler at me afterwards, bro. If there's something that you, if there's some knowledge you want to drop on, man, for the fantasy.
I forgot where I was. Still, I forgot where I was.
I might start an FPL stream. You know?
It's still early days, though, George. Man, I still got confidence in my boys, man.
It's very early. But I'm not gonna lie, he's pulling away. George is pulling away.
Top 100,000 in the world.
Are you really?
Yeah, he's still.
Well, it was a great show, everyone. Have a nice night.
He's doing bits. Just to finish up with a super chat from Mario, big up yourself. 10,000 to 1 were Newcastle to win the Premier League before the takeover. I mean, I don't think they'll win it this year.
No,
they won't win it this year.
Not this year.
But next year they will not have they'll probably be like 10 to 1 or something. They won't.
But also this though, imagine if I don't know, let's say we weren't expecting it and they made like say 5 signings where you're like, ooh, flipping hell. Like I'm gonna give you an example. Let's say they bought Jonathan Tah, Coutinho, Cavani, Divock Origi, and Rafinha.
Shut up.
KG just can't help himself.
I'm just saying that goes from they ain't got no chance to. They're not going to win it, but
that's definitely
That's what you
get Europa, but they could sneak a Champions League.
Begin with.
No. You see, Matt. See, this is a game. You're not considering the full picture. They've still got Longstaff. They've still got Jeff Hendrick. They've still got all these Joel Linton that they're going to have to play unless they move them out.
I'm saying
these 5 players aren't going to upset all that crap.
Signings. No, but I'm saying let's say that these are their marquee signings. Obviously, that more has to go on because, as you said, if they have to get like a Tarkovsky, a Tar. Let me run out the fan base for 1 second. Let's say that they bought a Joe Gomez. I'm giving people an example, by the way. Now I'm just going to run out the fan base for a little bit, just for a little bit of a joke. But let's say they get someone of that ilk, that level.
No, man. Do you know what Matt just did there? Matt literally was like, just put your hand in the fire for 3 seconds, not 10. Just put your hand in the fire for 3 seconds.
No, all jokes aside, let's say they get someone of a level where you're like,
third degree burn, like, just put your hand in the fire, like, what the hell, Matt?
Bro, what I'm saying is this, regardless, whether it's Joe Gomez or whether it's, say, I don't know, a John Stones, for example, all I'm trying to say is this. Eventually, they're going to get players of this level. Whether it's next season or whether it's the season after or whatever. KG hitting on a point. If they get the defense sorted and they can kind of build from there and then they go and add, like, for example, as I said before, a Coutinho, even a Vlahovic, flipping a Rafinha. I'm not going to lie to you. You, man, will be looking a bit different. That's what I'm gonna say.
Am I going too far into fantasy world when I think? Imagine if they just drop a bomb and just go.
Nat Phillips.
We'll pay you £1 million a week, big man, to weigh up the difference of you having to do a little bit of a battle. Haaland in the summer.
Haaland won't go there though.
Haaland won't go there.
What, for £1 million a week?
No. It's because of the see. Here's the thing: when you've got players that won Champions League, see, look. People say I take risks and say some mad stuff.
Jeez.
People say I say mad stuff. Yeah. All right.
No, not Salah.
Mario, don't do that.
Said Joe Gomez, you went Salah.
Mario didn't even piss in the wind. Mario took a shit, put it in a bag, didn't tie it up, and just swang the bag around. Like, what the hell?
Sorry to cut you, Drift. I've got live footage of Michael Edwards walking into FSG's offices after realizing there's another team he could potentially fleece.
I'm not gonna lie, that actually does
Birdman right now, isn't it?
I know that does worry me. I'm not gonna put any name on the table because I don't want to put it out there. But when Liverpool do like to get more money than the player's worth to add to the project, it worries me. There's going to be a team looking to just throw cash around like a baller in a strip club. It does worry me. I can't lie, it does.
Listen, if Salah, you know, it is a long shot because Mo Salah will want to play in a marquee team as well, Liverpool and Madrid. You know what I'm talking about. One of those kind of clubs. It's his brand because Salah has turned into a bit of a brand himself now, especially where
he's been a brand for a while, Kate.
Yeah. So what I'm saying though is if they can offer him, you know, the money that he thinks he deserves, if you guys don't want to pay him that money that he feels he's owed, you know, you're trying to give him Accrington Stanley wages and he wants a real package. You know, he might just go, hey, that Newcastle bag. You know what? I might just, you know. But now I don't think Salah's going.
Katie is literally the joke of the show. Man just would let it go.
Man went, Accrington Stanley, who are they? Exactly. Hey, that advert was big. I'm not gonna lie, that advert was big.
Classic.
Oh no, but you know what? Unfortunately, we've come to the end. I had a lot of fun tonight, man. Big up the panel as always. KG George, always a pleasure, man. Obviously, Aaron Lewis was away this weekend, but he will be back next week, guys. We'll have a full panel, hopefully. And as Cal said as well, everybody's link is down in the description. I want to see KG's subscribers go up. George, Aaron, everybody go over them and support. I know, obviously, you know, they're not obviously Liverpool fans, guys, but they're great guys, you know what I mean? And they're part of the family now. So make sure you go and support. Make sure you like this video, you know what I mean? Subscribe if you're new to us as well. We will be back same time next week, people. And until then, we are out of here. Peace.